Welcome to, I don't know what episode this is. I'm going to call it number 7 of Know Your Neighbors. Today's guest is UDizzy1969. For those of you who don't know, his real name is David Murphy. Say hi, David.
Welcome to the show, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Most of us know you from the motorbikes you've built. So I guess my question would be, how did you get into building the bikes? They're like mini bikes, right?
Yes, it's a mini bike, and it was an accident. It was I lost my eye. It was a stupid accident of my own fault. I was chopping wood at home while I was at my niece's house. The stupid axe got stuck in the wood, and I hit it with a sledgehammer trying to just push it through, and the axe broke. Steel hit me in the eye. So, I was fine for a whole year. I just was blind. I had my eyeball. Everything was okay. And my primary care doctor kept telling me, he knew someone who could make me see again, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. So I went back to him about 3 or 4 different times. He kept saying it. So stupid me said, all right, let's go. I went through 8 surgeries, and then they ended up pulling out my eye. So I was never right after that. So it was just like a downward slope after that. So the mini bikes was working me through that. In between those surgeries, I was depressed and this and that. And after they pulled my eye out, they didn't want me working. I already cut off all my fingers. They sewed them back on. They work, but they're not the same. The mini bikes worked me through that. My nephew came over, and he had one. It was beat up and a piece of junk. And he's like, yo, Uncle Dave, look what I made. Let's go riding with it. So we went tooled around on the mini bike, and it happened to be that same Baja frame. And I kind of liked it. It was fun. It bounced around, and where it being a mini bike and small, having one eye, it wasn't like driving a bike or a car. It was just easy to hop on and tool around and get off. So I ended up buying it off of them. And then I bought another one, and then it just was an addiction. I bought about 8 of them on Craigslist, and I built that one for One Pug Life, the stunt bike, and sent it out there. I built the fire bike, the John Deere. I had an all original green one that I gave to a buddy of mine just because he was a cool dude. And I gave my nephew another one that we just sold in a video previously back. Yeah, he sold it. I would have never. I can't part with shit. That's my problem.
You're not alone there. There's a lot of people who, you put your heart and soul into something, and it's hard to sell it. First off, it's hard to put a dollar figure on. Exactly. That's for sure. And it's hard to see somebody else own it, and because chances are they're going to do something to it that you don't want them to do.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're going to be like, oh, like that Corvette go-kart. That's a whole nother, that's the same situation you were just talking. I spent all that time building that. I pulled that out of the dirt and mud and redid the motor. I got the Corvette body from Musty One, which he's an awesome guy, and made that thing all like a fire car. Well, the kid that bought it said he was changing it as soon as he bought it. And I just did all that work to make it a fire car. And the kid, as soon as he said, he's like, oh, he goes, I want this to be a NASCAR. I was like, oh, man. I goes, well, I got extra fire stickers if you want them. He goes, no. I was like, well, okay. Turned out well, I like helping people when I can, but that's how it started. Sorry, I went off on a tangent, but it started to get me through the depression, of sitting in the house saying, oh, poor me, I can't move, I can't do nothing, when when you work all your life, and you can't work no more, it's something on the psyche,
You're not alone there, right? There's a number of dudes, and we call it the YouTube garage gang, but it's just the dudes on YouTube, right, that work in their garage and all that. There are a lot of guys who are, back injuries, neck injuries, leg injuries. The list goes on and on of things, and a lot of them are drawn to YouTube because number one, they can work alongside with all the other people working, right? You know, the videos that we do that show the progress, they're working right beside us. They're making comments saying, hey, you know, I saw you do this or I saw that. And it's amazing. Some of the guys can listen to your engine and diagnose what the problem is over the internet. I still don't know how you do that.
Darren, he's amazing. That guy, I mean, I know his story. You know, I've been watching him for a long time. He knows his stuff. I mean, I don't know exactly his range, but with those VW bugs and just helping others, having that extravaganza, getting all those people together, arranging all, none of that stuff's easy. And especially with going through what he went through, amazing dude, really nice guy. I would love at some point in life to go meet him, you know. He's definitely a good inspiration to me, you know, along with HO Motorsports. You know, he's very smart and taught me a lot, you know, also. And he's in both kind of realms. He's in the mini bike realm really big, you know, and then look at his car. It's, you know, absolutely amazing. And he's had that apart and back together and apart and back together about 90 million times. You know?
He's working in a shop about the size of yours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't even know how he does it.
I mean, you can barely squeeze by that car on the sides, right? I mean,
exactly. Yeah, and he's got another car above it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you never see that because he never looks up with the camera.
Yeah. He thinks we don't know.
I think that's one reason it works so well on YouTube, being able to do so. I mean, you're working on a Model A now, and you've got that Model A group, right? Is starting to.
And this is something too that I've never done. I've never put my hands on a vehicle ever. I've been a poor boy from a poor neighborhood, you know, where my whole family was poor. You know, I never thought, I'm a father of 10 children. I never thought I'd have a Model A. I never thought I'd have a hot rod or anything like that. You know, it was just feed the kids and you know, make it through the day. That, you know, that's pretty much the way it is. And then now things have totally changed, and the help with the YouTube Garage Gang, that's what made me, when that opportunity came up. So when the guy said to me, oh, if you pick that up and take it out of here, you can have it. I made a phone call and called a trailer. You know, I said, I don't know about this Model A, but I know if I get it home, my friends on YouTube will help me do it. I had just like a rolling frame of that, you know, in the original motor. Well, now I've got a really rare bed in perfect condition. You know, I got the rear fenders, the skirts, the foot things, I don't know what they call them, trays, and the front fenders. I got everything to the car except the cab. And I've got $25 invested.
It's amazing. I've watched, and if I remember right, you've even given away parts that you got. Is that right? There was a hood, or there was
that was the video to 805 Road King. I gave him that was funny too, because I had that hood down here that a friend of mine gave me, and it was so beautiful. You know, I didn't know what to do with it, and it won't fit mine because mine is a 28, and only 28, 29 hoods fit that car. Well, his happened to be a 30, and it's rare or something. It's a special size, and that happened to be the hood. And he made a video saying something about it. He's been looking for years, and it kind of pulled up my heart. I'm like, I'm going to go check mine. I think I got that downstairs, you know? And to me, that's how I got it. Someone gave it to me to help me. So that's how he got it. I gave it to him to help him. I know the value of it. I know what it, but to me, the value of his friendship on YouTube and to help his project along, well worth it to me to just give it to the dude, you know?
That's a theme I see kind of over and over again. It goes back to that whole ownership thing, right? I mean, I can't sell a lot of this stuff that I have, and it's because, you know, because of whatever, but I've given away a ton of stuff. I mean, when I got done with my car, it was, well, I've got, you know, a whole box of glass and things, pieces and parts that I'll never use. I just put a video up and I said, hey, here's all the pieces and parts I have left. I'm not going to sell any of them. Just whoever wants it, pay the shipping, and I will ship it to you. And I shipped out 3 or 4 huge boxes of parts. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to get to watch those guys work on their projects with the parts I gave them.
That's right, with your stuff. Now, like on Road King's project and your friend and my friend Mark 2004, I'm a part of his project too. I gave him the motor for the go-kart for his grandson there. So, you know, I do that for the same reason. So I can watch him do the go-kart and feel like I'm part of his build. And you know, so it's like I'm spreading myself around. Other than if you watch my videos, I'm making everybody clean their garage.
Don't look my way, because it ain't going to happen. I got shit on top of shit on top of shit.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's like that, you know.
I have tried to run a clean shop, and I saw somebody finally explain it the other day. It's a guy that I watch called Dave's World of Fun Stuff, I think. He's a guitar guy. He repairs guitars. And he talked about people with clean shops. It's like an operating room. And he said, that means you don't ever do anything.
Right.
And he said, you know, when you're in the middle of a project, it's just a mess. And I've tried to run a clean shop, and I've realized my mind does not work well when things are clean. I need stuff out where I can see it. And I mean, if you looked around this shop right now, you can see like 10 projects on my bench and here getting clamped up and everywhere else. And it's like, I don't know. I wish I could stay organized like that, but I don't work that. If you saw my desk at work, you'd probably puke.
I don't have funding for Zippo, but I do have a bunch of projects going, only because one of those pieces will come up somewhere and I'll throw it towards a project like that. I'm building a trike right now out of one of those same mini bike frames, and those frames, they're built like a motorcycle frame. The frames that I get are from 1975. So it's the nice old steel and they last long. That's why that stunt bike is lasting so long. I mean, he's done some serious jumps with that and been on all kinds of things with that.
Let's stop right there for just a second. For those who don't know, UDizzy sent a mini bike to One Pug One. What is his channel? One Pug Life, right?
One Pug Life, yes.
I think, but you have to type One Pug Life because he always calls himself
PugLife.com.
Yeah, OnePugLife.com. There you go. UDizzy you sent him that bike, right? Is that?
Well, I drove up to the border, and then what was his name now? A YouTuber met me there and drove it over there. It's Junkstar Builds.
Yep. He's
in the military, and he actually looks almost exactly like you. He took the bike over there, and it was meant as like I don't know. He did some things wrong or what have you, and he was in jail when I made it. One Pug Life.
Yep.
So it was made as here's something to, when you get out of jail, now go back to making videos. Here's something different, something new. You know, it was just inspirational. Because when I was feeling down, I was watching YouTube videos, you know, and I came across and they made me laugh. You know, a lot of the funny things that were done. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people don't agree, but I thought some of the things he did was funny. And I said, well, I'll build this bike and see what they do with this, you know?
Oh yeah.
That was a few years ago. That bike is still living. I mean, I don't want to say it, you know, exactly, but that's been on SwearNet. That's been on Vice.com. It's been everywhere, and it's just a stupid mini bike UDizzy built. But people have got hurt.
Well, yeah, they have. I think there was a hip that got broken, maybe, or something like that.
A girl's pelvis got broke. Yeah.
That was a hard hit. But you know, they're all adults. They get to choose whether or not they go off the ramp.
That's the thing. Yeah. Because you know, at any point they can say no. You know, and just like us, when we get on our dirt bikes or our 4-wheelers, we don't have to do that jump. We don't have to, you know, hit that mound. But we do anyways. You know, it's just
we all do plenty of stupid shit when nobody's watching.
That's right. That's right.
Get paid.
Just got a bunch of cameras there. You know.
Yeah. Well, so yeah. So again, for the people who don't watch Pug, UDizzy's bike has been off these massive jumps. If you go to onepuglife.com, I'm not pushing Pug's channel, but if you go there and watch, he's got a bunch of jump videos, and Dizzy's bike is in there. You see it all the time. They refer to it, and I think it's cool as hell. Pug has done a really good job of promoting himself and putting himself on TV
Yeah.
and everywhere else. And some of the other guys who are on his channel have been on TV doing stunts and other things. It's cool to know all the people who were involved in stuff like that.
Right. Well, that's kind of what got me started. Was I seen his video with he had a guest there with one of these mini bikes. It was a black one, and he jumped a car. Well, that kid got to be on Dumbest Stumps or World's Stupidest People, and I seen it on TV, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got one of those mini bikes downstairs, and Pug does. I said, well, I'm gonna make one and have him do jumps, and then it turned out to my bike is doing their stunts now, which is pretty cool. You know, the dream was, let me build this mini bike and stick it in the parade. Okay, why? Because I'm blind, I can't drive. It's illegal as frig, and I'm a nut. That's the 3 reasons why I did it, okay? So I built this bike, the John Deere, and I put it in the parade. Well, everybody's seen it. They wanted it I put it in the small parade. It's just the one down by my street. Well, then they wanted it in the big parade that goes across town. I'm like, yeah, of course I'll go. So I went and stuck my nose in. Like, over here, you got to pay to be in the parade as a sponsor. You got to have, no. I just put my bike there, and it looked like it fit. So they just left me there. And now like I've been on TV with it. In the John Deere, I took it on a Harley Davidson ride from Worcester, Mass to Connecticut and back, over 60 miles out and 60 miles back on a mini bike. I was clocked at 71 miles an hour on that John Deere mini bike. Yes, like it's just come so far. And then I thought to myself, well, what's next? I can't stop there. So I racked my brain and thought of the things that meant a lot to me. And, I was burnt out a few times and with my children, and the fire department's like really important to me. So I said, that's where I'm going. I built a fire one, and like in the parades, I know in every town you have the Shriners that do the little cot things. Well, I watched that as a kid, wanting to do that just like any other kid, wanting a go-kart, wanting a mini bike that they ride, whatever and I never had the means to do that. Well, those things, none of the things work. If you go up to that, you can't take the ladder off of it. You can't take mine, you can. Mine, everything works. The axe comes off and will chop you. The ladders come off. The fire extinguishers work. Everything works. So, that's where I said, I'm going to make one, but I want to make a real one that you can actually, and now I've been in the town papers. I've been to all kinds of fire barns with it. It's just, so I cannot even imagine what the theme of this trike is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be yet. And I've already got the motor, the frame, I'm doing a lot with it, and I don't even know what it's going to be yet.
Well, it's kind of like, from our end of things, it's kind of like watching a less argumentative version of American Choppers.
Yeah. And I get a little idea from this guy, and a little idea, like today I just watched WildEyed Northern Boy. I don't know if you watch him or familiar with him, but he's building a custom chopper that, I would die for. And it's not like the OCC chopper. It's a real custom chopper, where his mind is sculpting it as he goes. And the things he's doing with it, for me, it just looks incredible.
I'll say for people out there who don't know who WildEyed Northern Boy is, if you don't watch Tommy Shoe, you need to. It's WildEyed Northern Boy. He's probably I would say of all the people I watch, he's probably the one who inspires me the most in terms of what he does, what he comes up with, and his creativity and how he applies it to everything, whether it's making toolboxes or motorcycles or cars or etching glass. I mean, it's so many things. I
Yeah.
own one of his toolboxes and it's at my office,
Oh,
and
nice.
it is awesome. I mean, I saw it on YouTube and when he was making it, and I saw the box before he even started it. I saw it on his shelf and I said, I would really like to have that box. Can I buy it? Can you do it and I'll buy it from you? And so, I kind of bought and paid for it, and then he did the project. So I got to watch it kind of come to life. But when it showed up on my doorstep, it was amazing. It's still amazing. I still walk to my desk every day and it's like, that thing is the coolest thing ever. In my whole office, there's nothing else like it. I'm surrounded by I'm in a corporate environment, okay? And that thing is metal flaked and it's got pinstriping on it and gold foil on the drawers. It is nuts, man.
You want to learn something. Those are videos to watch. Very smart man. I don't know if you watch the videos. My little daughter that got that little Saab, she just got accepted into Johnson and Wales University with a full scholarship.
No doubt.
Yeah, 17 years old. Very, very smart girl. And she's going in for, cyber intelligence and cyber defense.
Oh my, she's going to be working for the CIA. She's going to be hunting down guys like you.
I better be a good boy.
As long as you got somebody on your side, you're good.
Right. Yeah, so that's good for her,
That's awesome. You want to say before we...
Well, I'm just glad that you had me on the show, and I hope people tune into the UDizzy show and your show as well. And I had a blast. And if there's anybody got questions that we didn't answer, just feel free to ask at any moment. Leave a message on my YouTube channel, and I'll be happy to answer it.
UDizzy is an open book.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll cut it off there. In the meantime, I don't know that you ever do, but in case you're thinking about it, don't let your meatloaf. We'll see you, man.
Peace.
If this is your first time on Greg's Garage, I'd invite you to hit the subscribe button so future videos will show up in your YouTube feed.